Before we jump into today's video, I want to give a quick shout out to our channel sponsor, Many Realms. If you're looking for Magic the Gathering and Magic the Gathering related supplies, be sure to check out ManyRealms.com. I'll post a link to their website in the video description, so be sure to go check them out. What is up, everybody? How is everyone doing out there today? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG. And today we're going to battle it out with a little Time Spiral Remastered. Y'all know this is one of my most favorite sets. Love it, love it, love it. So, how this thing is going to work. We have 6 participants. We're going to crack this thing open. Each one of them is going to get 6 packs. We're going to open those packs in rounds of 3, adding up the mana values for all the rares, all the mythics, and all the time-shifted cards. And at the end of this thing, the person with the highest total mana value and a person with the lowest total mana value amongst those cards are each going to get one Edge of Eternity collector pack to go with their other spoils. In the event of a tie, we will take the highest mana value mythic as a first tiebreaker, the highest mana value rare as a second tiebreaker, and if we need a third tiebreaker, we will go down the line with the highest mana value rare until we have a tie, no more. All right, bear with me. New setup today. Finally got a new phone. Who dis? So I'm tinkering with the setup. I feel like the picture quality might be better, and hopefully this also help us avoid those nasty sound issues I had in some previous videos. But let me know what y'all think on the picture quality. Like I said, it's also had to change my setup a little bit, so I'm tinkering with that. This video might be a little bit rough. And if you're thinking rougher than normal, how dare you? Just because you're right doesn't make it not hurtful. All right, let's do a little more shuffling here. TSR, oldie but a goodie on this channel. We'll do one more shuffle. Okay, and let's deal out some packs. We got 6 for J and B. We got 6 for Ezra. 6 for Down Home. 6 for JB. 6 for Zephy. And that should leave 6 for Unholy Ram. Good luck, everyone. Let's have some fun. We'll go 3, 2, 1. So we'll go 3 in the first round, 2 in the second, and then 1 in the third round. JB, start us off. All right. We're going to skip straight to the goods for the most part, although there are some cool commons in here like Simian Spirit Guide and some good uncommons as well. We mostly, Rebuff the Wicked, that's one of those good uncommons actually. We mostly just want to focus on the rares, mythics. Well, there's a mythic. We start off with one. Living End. All right. Living End, that is a 0 mana value. Then we get, Yawgmoth. Hey, that's really good. Yeah, that's super good. Little Yawg Daddy, Snoop Yawg. All right. And then a token. So what I was going to say is there are a few really good mythics at the top of the food chain here with Sliver Legion, Chroma's Memorial, and Gemstone Caverns. And then like Damnation, and then it gets pretty rough after that. But there's some good stuff in the time shifted, and of course one of the other things that we're chasing are good time shifted foils. Typically average about 1 per box. I've heard of 0 time shifted foil boxes. We have pulled as many as 3 in a box. We hope to keep our streak of not having a 0 time shifted box alive today. All right, Stronghold Rats, Thickskin Gobbo, Utopia Mycon. Rare is Teleria West. That is also a 0 for mana value. And then a Secret Plans. One of the things that makes TSR a really fun set to battle with is there's a lot of 0 mana value cards because there's some free spells in here like Pact of Negation. Living End is another example. There's a bunch of lands, and then you've got between the time shift cards and the rares, you've got like delve cards that are very high mana value. You've got Greater Gargadon, so battles can swing really, really quickly, and you're never really locked in, or not usually. I'll say not really locked into the high or the low until the very last pack. All right, third pack for J and B. Harmonic Sliver, sure. Rare is Magus of the Future. That is a 5, and then a Trinket Mage in that time shifted spot. And that will do it there. All right, so what do we got going on after the first round? 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13, 14, and still 14. 5, 6, 7, 10. Yeah, 14 it is. That's actually fairly low for 3 TSR packs. One of the things I love about TSR, it is post collector box era, like they were created after collector boxes started out, but this is a single SKU product. There are no collector boxes, there are no set boxes, they're just draft boxes of TSRs. Foils are special. You're typically looking at 1 to 2 foil rares per box. A mythic tends to be more like a foil mythic tends to be more like a case hit, which is like 1 in 6 boxes. And then we kind of talked about the time shifter foils already. So you'll notice right off the bat, like we don't have just, oh, you get a foil in every pack. You're going to get a handful of foil uncommons and commons throughout the box, and some of those actually have some really good multipliers on them if they haven't been reprinted in a while. So, all right, here, Crows and Grip. Rare is Stuffy Doll. Love me some Stuffy Doll. That is a 5 for mana value. Ooh, Bojuka Bog. Very nice. Wouldn't mind seeing one of those as a foil time-shifted card at some point, huh? All right, next pack for Ezra. Typically, we did pull 1 mythic already. You should average about 3 per box. Sometimes you see 4. And a super rare, but not impossible, occasionally a 5 box. So it's typically to have like between 3 and 4 mythics per box. All right, Miraboa Phthisis. Rare is, ooh, Swarmyard. Hey, I don't hate Swarmyard. That's not bad. Not a bad pull there at all. Another land. Sorcerer's Spyglass, and that will do it there. Okay, 3rd pack for Ezra. Talked about Sliver Legion being one of the bigger hits in the set. Actually, I think it might be the most valuable non-foil in the set still. Gemstone Cavern still up there even after the reprint. Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth as a rare in this set is pushing back up to 50 again, so that's a thing. Those are all cards we would not mind seeing. Sarah Avenger, very classic, beautiful art, is a 2. And then Vandal Blast, which is a 1. And that will do it there. That felt like fairly low mana value with the Bog and the Swarmyard. 1, 3, 4, 5, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 it is. I'm going to leave the Stuffy Doll up top. How about that? It's probably Swarmyard, but love me some Stuffy Doll. All right, down home. We go to you for 3. Jorah's Time Bug is one of those examples of like, oh, Pongify, nice. Of like if you pull it as a foil common, I think it's still like a $10 or $11 just foil common. Because there's only one other foil version of it, I believe, at this time. Poultice Sliver. Cotterberry Sliver. Rare is Coalition Relic, that's a 3. Followed by Tauren, because Tauren's got to make an appearance. Ooh, foil rare, though. What do we got going on here? It is Venser Shaper Savant. Foiling still looks really clean on these. Like, that's one of the other things I appreciate. So, do get a first foil rare. Not uncommon to have 2 per box. But also, usually, like I'll say, like usually at least 1. Sometimes you occasionally get a 2nd. Very rarely you get a 3rd. Here we go. Next pack. Stormcloud Jhin, Street Wraith. Very nice. Necrotic Sliver. Rare is Magus of the Moon. That is a solid rare. That's a 3 for mana value. Followed by Leyline of the Void. Very nice. And a foil common Amru Scout after that. All right, we have one more pack? Yep, one more pack for down home. Here we go. Little thick-skinned goblin. Saltfield the Recluse. Paradise Plume. Rare is Kerr Keep. Another 0 mana value. There's another one of those rare lands. Followed by a Palace Jailer. And that's going to do it there. So, 4, 8, 11, 15, 19, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 14, 18, 22 it is. Sure. That is the mana value out of 3 TSR packs that I'm more accustomed to seeing. It's like, there are some huge mana value cards in this set, like, which means they're going to likely show up later to really throw a wrench in things. All right, JB, we go to you for 3. You are going to start with a Extirpate, one of my favorites. Love me some Split Second. Just one of my favorite mechanics. Eternal Witness as the time-shifted card, little E-Wit. And that will do it for that first pack. Also have it's a little down, like it's not seeing as much play right now, but Chalice of the Void in here is still in here as a time-shifted card. Thoughtseize as well. Some other good pulls in here. Pact of Negation, I think, is up there again. All right, Pendlehaven Elder, Faceless Devourer. The rare is Porphyr Nodes, little drop of honey. And Rex Sage, Reclamation Sage as the time-shifted card. Moving into your third pack this round, JB. Joda's Avenger, Celestial Crusader, Firewake Sliver. The rare is Marigonda Petroglyphs. Yeah, okay. Time shifted is SRAM, Senior Editessor. Looks like we got a foil. It is a foil common Logic Knot. So we have a 2, 6, 9, 10, 13, 14, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 14. Yep, 14 it is. Cool. All right, Zephy, we go to you for 3. Little Haze, O Rage, Skittering Monstrosity, Time Bender. Rare is Boom or Bust. We count both sides of that, so we add up the mana values. That is a 6, 7, 8. Followed by Trigon Predator. And that will do it there. Boom, Bust. Card had its moment I want to say a few months ago. I guess it was when Modern Horizons 3 came out. People were trying that out with some of the MH3 cards. That white orchid night thing. Very official. Sudden Shock. Dormant Sliver. Rare is Mangara of Corindor. That is a 3. Followed by a Manifold Key, which is a 1. Looks like we might have a foil. It's a foil uncommon Molten Slag Heap. All right, next pack. It's time for another mythic, right? Feels like it's about time. Ancient Grudge. All right, Riptide Pilfer, Sulfur Elemental, Smallpox. Rare is Ith High Arcanist. That is a 7 4 mana value. Followed by Abrupt Decay, neat, and a foil uncommon Scrib Ranger. Very cool. Okay, so we have 6, 7, 8, 11, 14, 15, 22. Is that 24? 2 plus 7, 9, 10, 13, 16, plus 8. 24 it is. And Zephy, that will put you in the lead, at least for the moment. Unholy Ram. Oh, yeah. Camera's like, show me where to focus. All right. Riftmark Knight. Cryptic Annelid. Rare is Heartwood Storyteller. That is a 3 for mana value. Followed by Tassiger, Rudy's brother, the Golden Fang. That is a 6. And that will do it there. Kind of a first appearance of a Delve card. There's at least a couple more I can think of. Is it, can't remember if it's Treasure Cruise, but definitely Gurmag's in there. Llanowar Mentor, Might of Old Krosa, Henchfiend of Ukor. Rare is Slaughter Pact, 0 mana value. And a Bloodbraid Elf as the time-shifted card after that. And that will do it there. All right. Next pack. Third pack for Unholy Ram. A little Grape Shot in there. Sure. Okay. Start off with a Spell Burst into Sudden Death. Fungal Reaches. Rare is Thelinact Hermit. That is a 4. And then after that, oh, Kiki Jiki. Hey, neat. Don't mind seeing Kiki Jiki. Still a really sweet card. Time shifted. in this set. So you get the old retro frame, well, foil would be great, but you get the retro frame on it. 5, 9, 13, still 13, 19, 22. Let me run that back. 3 plus 6, it's 9, 13, 17, 22 it is. Okay, so that means after the first round here, we have J&V with a 14. We have Ezra in the low with a 10. Down home with a 22. JB with a 14. Zeffy in the high with a 24. And Ram right there with a 22. Let us move into round 2. 2 packs this round. All right. Lots of goodies still we haven't pulled. Hopefully we see some of those. There should at least be a couple more mythics about halfway through the box. All right, JV, back to you. Phantom Worm, Lightning X, Lost Oromancers. Rare is Greater Gargadon. Yep, that is 10. That's a 10. Feather the Redeemed. And do we have a foil here? We do have a foil. It is a foil common, Grinning Ignis. Oh boy. So Gargadon makes his appearance, immediately shifting J&V's focus and future for the high versus the low. I don't know if everybody's seen somebody win the low with a Gargadon in their pool. Big Game Hunter, Mystical Teachings, Clockwork Hydra. Ooh, a mythic. Oh, and it's I thought it was Gemstone when I saw the border. Vesuva. Vesuva's way down. I actually didn't realize it had dropped. This card was like $15 at one point. Maybe it's just not seeing the level of play it once did. But it is a mythic nonetheless. Our second of the box. I actually don't mind it as a mythic, even if it's not rocking the same value it once did. A mythic nonetheless, followed by a Stonehorn Dignitary. So, we do have a mythic. That is our second mythic of the box, as I mentioned. 0 mana value. 4, 17. 10, 13, 17. Yep. That brings you to a 31 in total right now. Ezra, back to you for 2. Okay. Minions Murmurs, actually pretty good uncommon. Guy's Anthem, Return to Dust. Rare is Glittering Wish, that's a 2. Followed by a Contagion Clasp, and that's going to do it there. All right, Ezra, you had a 10 coming into this round, so you're perfectly content with seeing a bunch of low mana value stuff right here. Tendrils of Corruption. Here we go. Calciderm, Shivan Sandmage, Nightshade Assassin. Rare is Flagstones of Trocare. Flagstones of $1. Another rare land from the set. Say 0, of course, for mana value. Followed by, ooh, neat, nifty. Love, I actually really do like, I enjoy the original artwork so much more. And then B, it just looks really cool with the retro frame. Looks really good. These look especially good in foil if you've ever seen one. And that will do it there. I know Thoughtseize is down, but I'm still going to sleeve it up. Okay, well, that's probably kind of an ideal set of packs for you, or a couple of packs for you there, right? You add all of 5 mana value to your very low total of 10. Bringing you to a 15 in total after that. Down home, we move to you. You had a 22, currently chasing, you're tied with Ram coming in this round, chasing Zeffy by 2. All right. Tromp the Domains, Tromp the Yard, Dune Rider Outlaw, Whip Spine Drake. Ooh, it's not. That's when I saw the white. I was like, it's probably not a mythic we want to see. It really has to do with either Restore Balance or Krovax, and neither one of those are big winners. So it is our third mythic of the box. It is Krovac Ascendant Hero. He is a 6 mana value card. That does help you. All right, followed by a Thraben Inspector. Sure. All right. Well, obligatory sleeving of Krovax because it's mythic and we do that, but next pack. So what did that give us for mythics? Is it Vesuva, Krovax, and Living End. And Living End's way down because it's not seeing modern play right now. All right, not the greatest batch of mythics, right? Stronghold, maybe one more here still. Stormcloud, wipe away. Rare is Venser, Shaper, Savant again. Our second time in the box, this time in the non-foil. Followed by a hollow one, Neat. And that is 2 packs. So 6, 11, 15, 16. That's pretty good, right? 5, 9, 10, 16 it is. 16, okay. Brings you to a 38 and does put you in the high. 16 it is, sure. JB, you had a 14 coming into this round, which was very much in pursuit of the low with Ezra, but then Ezra only had 5 mana value. So at this point, Ezra still only has 1 more mana value, already having opened his packs for the round. Basalt Gargoyle, Shaper, Parasite, Mycologist. Rare is Sedge Sliver, that's a 3. And oh, it's Ancient Den, very cool. So that is a 0 mana value, very nice in the time shifted frame. It looks like we do have a foil. Yes, time shifted foil. Shriekmaw, hey, that's really cool. Probably not going to be like one of the upper tier ones, but the black borders look so good in that retro frame foil. I just love them. Shriekmaw, and we continue our streak, I guess is the other thing I wanted to say there. So that's super sweet. I don't mind that at all. That's really cool. Hopefully, fancy new phone camera is doing it justice. Love that. It is a 5 for mana value. That will not help your pursuit of the low, but we like time shifted foils. I can't imagine you're going to be mad about that. Okay. Your second pack of this round. Scrib Ranger, Primal Force Mage. All right. Rare is Aeon Chronicler. That's a 5. So the low's not looking as good right now. Hey, Dismember, though. That's neat. We do count the Phyrexian symbol, so that's a 3. And, of course, Dismember is at least a good card. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 13. Is that also a 16? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Plus 5. That's a 16. You know, JB, the odd thing is now, with a 30 and chasing down home by 8, and knowing what is still potentially out there in this set, I think you're pretty well positioned for pushing at the high. I wouldn't say positioned to take the high, but pushing for it. All right, Zephy, you have a 24. You had the high coming into this round. That currently belongs to down home with a 38. By the way, I'm happy that our streak of having a time-shifted foil does get to continue. We'd gotten about this point in the box, and I was like, should I say something? I'm a little bit more concerned now. Although many of you tuning in regularly will know that on multiple occasions, there was a streak of like 4 videos in a row where the time-shifted foil, and I shuffled the packs before, right? But the time-shifted foil was in the last pack of the box or the second to last pack of the box, and that was a wild ride. All right, Arcblade. Harmonize, Sliver Smith, Nether Trader. Hey, Nether Trader's a good pull. That is one of the more high value rares last time I checked as well. Very nice. That is a 2. Does not help your total for the high though. And Mystic Sanctuary is also not helping your push for the high. Is there a foil in here? It is a foil, and it is a foil rare. It's a Teleria West. So you had a rare, a time shifted, and a foil rare, which is also not terrible there. And you got 2 mana value for your trouble. Nether Trader and Mystic Sanctuary and a foil Teleria West, though. That's not the worst. Okay. Outrider. Riftwing, Cloudskate, Crowsing Grip. Rare is Fencer for our 3rd time this box. Yeah, alright. 2 regular and a foil, sure. Followed by a Dread Horde Arcanist. And that will do it there. All right, I will sleep with the Teleria West. I don't think I sleep with the foil Venser. I'll get that afterwards, but I'm here already. We're doing stuff. So 2, 6, 7, 8, right? 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 it is. Brings you to a 32. You do not have control of the high anymore, but I will say, for whatever it's worth, you're definitely not out of it. All right. Ram, your second round. You also had a 22. You were tied with Down Home coming into this round. This means you were also chasing 16 mana value currently. Here we go. Assault Blast. Delay, one of my favorite counters. Stone Cloaker. Ooh, we got another Mythic. Oh my gosh. This box. Ugh. Alright. Hypergenesis, that is a 0 for mana value. Boy, the Mythics in this box were not good. Let's say that flat out. Not good. Mole Drifter, which is a 5. That actually does give you a little bit of help there. Ugh. Alright. Krovex. Hypergenesis. Living End in Vesuva. There would have been a point in time where Living End in Vesuva, you'd have been like, okay, just not as much now, but Krovex and Hypergenesis, never. Hypergenesis, I've said this multiple times, like, I don't understand why it was reprinted in this set. Like, it's not even playable. Like, it's literally, I think, banned. Fire Maw Kavu. Lost Oromancers. Rare is Fungus Sliver, followed by another rare, another land. It's Blighted Woodland, and a foil common Thornweld Archer. Well, 5 plus 4, that is a 9. Here we go. We are going to head into the third round. And I guess, I don't know, Hypergenesis goes on top. Yeah, no, Kiki Jiki's going on top. Okay, so heading into the third round here. Last round. J&B with a 31. Ezra, commanding lead of the low. In fact, there's a combination of cards that could technically not win you the low, so it's like mathematically possible to not win the low, but let's just say highly probable with a 15. Down Home with a 38. JB with a 30, Zephy with a 32, and Ram with a 31. So Down Home did carve out some space between himself and the field, but with basically everyone else vying for the high, and there being some high mana value cards still available, including the possibility of pulling another Gargadon, this thing is not over. This is not over. All right, last round. Good luck, everyone. Careful Consideration. Char Rumbler. Imperiosaur. Rare is Back to the Titan. Not going to get it done. That's a 0. Followed by Vampire Hexmage. And that's going to do it there. So that is a 2. Bringing J&V to a 33 overall. That will not be good enough today. Ezra, you have the low. Just don't pull the combination of the 2 highest mana value cards, and you're probably fine. Here we go. Premature Burial. Shivan Meteor. Dread Return. Rare is Summoner's Pact. That is a 0. That's exactly what you want to see there, which is a good card and 0 mana value. Followed by a Master of the Pearl Trident. Looks like you do have a foil in here. It's a foil common Evolution Charm. So we add 2, giving you a 17 total. That is a very low total for 6 packs of TSR. That is very low. Pretty good there. All right, so you have a firm control. You have already won the low. Down Home. You're 6 mana above your next closest competitor. How will you add to that total becomes the question. Here we go. Cloud Cedar. Muck Drub. Calciform Pools. Rare is a Drowning Ritualer. That's a 5. That'll help. Followed by an Anger of the Gods. Do we have a foil in here? We do. It's a foil common Thallid Germinator. So we add 8 more. That brings you to a 46. 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll make it very tough. Not impossible, but very tough for anybody else. JB, this is, you are chasing 16, 17 to take the high, the lead. It is possible. All right, Little Enslave, a Might Sliver, Molten Slagheap. Rare Mythic is a rare, and it is Hivestone. All right, well, that is going to kill that dream there. Little Flicker Wisp after that. And that will do it there. We add 5, bringing you to a 35, and that will not get it done today, but you do have the foil time shifter in the box, and that's not nothing. All right, Zeffy. Chasing 14, 15 to take the lead. Again, I say, mathematically possible. Maybe not likely, but there are definitely combinations of cards. One rare that I'm thinking of off the top of my head that we haven't seen. That is another one of those delve cards. All right, Keen Sense, Wipe Away. Dread Ship Reef. Rare is Magus of the Future. Well, all right, that's a 5. Followed by a Fibblethip, which is a 2. Do we have a foil? Well, foil. It's a foil uncommon, though. Thick-skinned Gobbo. That leaves you with a 7 there. Brings you to a 39, which will not be enough today for the high. Ram, you have a 31. Down home, you're not out of the woods yet. Ram, you're chasing 15, 16 to take it outright. 1 pack, tall order, but again, I say, not impossible. Here we go. We start off with a Fury Sliver, Bonded Fetch, Dark Heart Sliver, Rare Mythic. It is a Mythic. Oh, hey, that is double wow, because you get the benefit of having finally a good Mythic, probably like the best Mythic, not close, and also 7 mana value, which keeps you alive for the high. Followed by a Cloud Shredder Sliver, which will then quickly dash that. But you know what? All things considered, especially given how wretched the rest of the Mythics in this box were, we will take the Chroma's Memorial. It is a 9. We add 9 to your total. Brings you to a 40. That will not be enough today, but that's a fairly good consolation prize right there. So, final standings. J and V with a 33. Ezra, man, in the low with a 17. That's impressive in 6 packs of TSR. Down home, 46. That will take the high. JB with a 35. Zeffy with a 39. Ram with a 40. All right. Ezra, you have the low. You have the honors. Let's see how Edge of Eternities wants to treat us today. All right. Island, Cosmogoyf, followed by a Planetary Annihilation, followed by an Extended Eternity Elevator, into a Swarm Yard. Another Swarm Yard. Sure, Stellar Sights. It's non-foil. And, ooh, hey. Well, all right then. All right then. That is a Japanese foil showcase. I believe it's Devastating Onslaught. It is unfortunately in Japanese. And I say that purely from a financial standpoint. English versions generally carry like double, sometimes triple the value. But that is kind of cool. Like, for a single pack of Edge of Eternities, I don't mind a Swarm Yard and a Japanese foil showcase Mythic. All right, down home. We got a Galaxy Foil Forest. Neat. The rare is, Nova Hellkite. Very good card. Very good card. Followed by a Patrolling Peacemaker. Into a Borderless Watery Grave. That's what I'm talking about. Love to see that. And a Stellar Sight Swarm Yard. So it's TSR. We got to pull Swarm Yards, right? That's the rule. So that's our 3rd Swarm Yard of today. That's so weird and funny, and I'm cool. All right. And then we can... Oh, my goodness gracious. All right. All right. Well, then. That is a way to end things with a Borderless Foil Stomping Ground, a Swarm Yard Foil Stellar Sights, and a Borderless Water Grave on top of the Nova Hellkite, which is not a nothing burger. EOE, man. EOE does it again. All right, so this was not the tastiest box of TSR we've had. Thank goodness for the Chroma's Memorial at the end, because this box was otherwise, like, not great, right? I mean, no Chalice of the Void, no Sliver Legion, no Urborg, right? No Gemstone Caverns. Like, the Mythics were atrocious up until that Chroma's Memorial. But I will say, man, TSR, regardless, always makes for fun battles. And it's one of my favorite sets. There's a lot of good playables in here. The value doesn't always necessarily follow, but you know what? Yawgmoth and Thoughtseize and Nether Trader and like I said, the Shriek Maw, nothing to sneeze at. So, anyways, that's gonna do it for me today, though. I hope you guys at least enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me, hit the like button for me, and by all means, drop me some comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much, everybody, and be well.